So this is about role of immunohistochemistry in resolving diagnostic dilemmas in axillary lymphadenopathy. Over here, we'll be discussing a case of follicular lymphoma masquerading as a reactive lymphoid hyperplasia. So basically, lymphadenopathy, it actually refers to an enlargement of lymph node which has various causes like reactive, infectious, neoplastic. Lymphadenopathy can pose significant diagnostic challenge, particularly when initial investigations yield either conflicting or inconclusive results. The various diagnostic tools that we use in this are imaging, which involve ultrasound and CT scan, fine needle aspiration cytology, histopathology, and immunohistochemistry. In recent years, immunohistochemistry has emerged as a critical adjunct tool in cases which are either conflicting or have inconclusive results on FNAC and histopathology. Immunohistochemistry basically involves antigen-specific antibodies for cellular identification. They help differentiate benign from malignant process and are essential when histology is basically ambiguous. So today we are discussing the case of a 56-year-old patient who had a left axillary pain since last 1 month. So, she had a solitary enlarged lymph node which was detected on ultrasound, but she had no other systemic complaints. Initial diagnosis was made as FNAC showing atypical cells suspicious of malignancy. As you can see in all these three images, that the cells, they are enlarged, they have foamy cytoplasm, there is multinucleation, the nuclei, they show coarse chromatin, and few of the cells also show conspicuous nucleoli. These are the features which you don't usually get to see in a reactive lymph node. Biopsy was, however, reported as a reactive lymphoid hyperplasia by external lab. There was a diagnostic conflict in this case since you can recall that the patient has a single axillary lymph node which was 5 cm in size. The patient's age was 56 years old. She had no other breast lesion identified on 2 ultrasounds which were done consecutively. FNAC was suspicious of malignancy. So that is why the clinician sought for a second opinion. The second report which was done inside, it was reported as overall morphology warranting exclusion of follicular lymphoma, and immunohistochemistry was advised. The diagnosis, which was not evident on H&E staining alone, could only be reached due to the crucial role of immunohistochemical markers that confirm that follicular architecture and neoplastic lymphoid cells consistent with follicular lymphoma are present in this lymph node, which is a subtype of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that can present with isolated nodal involvement, which can mimic as a benign reactive condition. So the final diagnosis was IHC confirming follicular lymphoma, which was mimicking as a benign reactive hyperplasia on HM. The typical markers which we usually use in this case are CD10, BCL2 and BCL6, and there is confirmed follicular architecture and neoplastic lymphoid cells. They are also seen in this case. So the clinical importance is that IHC ensures proper staging and systemic evaluation. It also guides in treatment planning and improves the prognosis, and also avoids misdiagnosis and treatment delays. IHC is indispensable in complex lymphadenopathy diagnosis. Combined with clinical and imaging data, it helps accurately in reaching an accurate diagnosis, and is also crucial when conventional tools, they yield inconclusive results. Thank you.